Well, guess what we got today, boys and girls? Another wagon episode. So I actually went to my dad's house yesterday, and I had planned a bunch of wagon stuff there, and planned a little bit of CRX stuff. But I just hit that wall of motivation where I just, I don't know. Just wanted to kind of hang out, so me and Enzo went up there and just kind of played around for a little bit. Did a few things. I did actually reconnect. I put a new wideband in to correct the broken one where my drive shaft broke and destroyed the wideband sensor. So today, I'm going to do something that I kind of planned on doing yesterday. So this weekend, coming up, Friday, I have a pretty big video coming out. I'm actually taking the wagon to a dyno. I'm actually going to get dyno tuned. I want to say he's an Arkansas legend for his builds. He's a RX Kevin Bolts. He's got lots of RX-7s. He's got the rotary power pickup truck. It's like 600 or 700 horsepower Repu rotary pickup truck. It's sick. I'll try to remember to put a video here. So yeah, that video was by Ian Capel, one of my good friends, and yeah, that was awesome. Anyway, so this weekend, I and the CRX, Zach and Jarf's CRX at this Rallycross, he's actually going to be there as well doing their dyno, so I jumped in and we're going to split it. So with that being said, I wanted to make sure the wagon is ready. I really just want to get the base ZC motor tuned, just make sure that it's all healthy and make sure all the tables are good. That eliminates that factor from whether or not the car is running right or not. But with that said, I do want to go ahead and mock up the last little bit of intercooler piping. There's not a ton that I need to do. I just need to do from the cool side of the intercooler to the throttle body. But with that being said, I want to make it so I can run a cone on there or run a straight pipe to connect the full supercharger system. That way I have that option with my push button or pull button supercharger. I kind of want to have the option of sometimes I want to run it, sometimes I just want to drive. So with that being said, let's start pulling some stuff apart. So I'm not sure if I ever mentioned in the video, but I did actually make this kind of a quick release bumper. So I've got the zip tie here, a zip tie here, and then these two right here, these bands, these quick release, actually I think they're actually made for quick release bumpers, but I've had these cheap eBay ones for forever. It works really well. It's very handy, so you don't have to unbolt the entire thing. The only thing that's not quick release is make sure I unplug these, but that's not really that bad at all. Just like that, the whole thing. Oh yeah, and the turn signals as well. That thing breaks off. And there we go. That's how quick the bumper come off. Makes it very handy. So yeah, it'll be a fairly simple routing. I just want to make sure I do it the way I want to do it. And so I'm going to route from here and then go up into the hole up that way, which I've got it blocked off with some rubber and stuff like that to keep water intrusion out. But yeah, it'll basically just go right up there. So I just need to make a joint up in there, up through here. The challenge I want to face is the intake routing of the supercharger. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I've got a few ideas about running it. I wish I could actually down it over. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. That's going to be a pretty big challenge though. Look all the mud off the backside of it. Wait. Since I started doing the all the new cool fuel lines on the CRX, it makes me really want to update all this stuff. and delete this old filter and put a new inline filter and inline, this whole thing. It's kind of cool. I'd like to redo that and got some new ideas to clean this entire thing up. Maybe next time I pull the motor I can do that. But for now, I'm gonna get some other tasks. Because of how close that is up against that, where the intake and all that crap will be, I'm not a big fan of that. Caked in mud. Oh, gross. That's one reason, I don't know if you can see that really good here. That's one reason I really need to seal that up better, because you can see how much mud intrusion and crap gets in here. And I really am not a fan of getting that right there at the intake. I do want to work on some new guards and stuff like that for the mud with the skid plate. But right now it is after that big mud adventure. Again, if you haven't seen that video, I highly suggest you go look at that one, because that one is funny. And you get to watch me get stuck on the internet, and where all the internet geniuses come out and say how not to get stuck. So, looking at this hole, let's see if I bring it together here. I may need to open this up a little bit. I'm almost positive I'm going to at least round that part out so I can bring the pipe up through here and route it easier. That's not a big deal. God, mud everywhere on the back of the headlights. Ugh. Alrighty. Literally one cut. I took about 2 inches off that. And it's all kind of close. It's not perfect. I need to put a tab here probably to hold that part up. And the couplers and stuff like that, it's close. I really wish that I had a 90 for right here, like a straight shot into there, but I don't have another 90. I got these two 45s. I do have some more couplers to play around with, but actually I may be able to make a 90. But this is kind of not too far off what I was thinking. We've got my diverter valve here. You know it's good because of the neochrome. And I'll probably, I don't know where I'm going to end up putting it. I'll probably put it on this side because of I want to use this part just for the intake, and I can take this pipe off for not supercharging. That way I'll have this to come off. Actually, it's not a diverter valve. I think this is just a straight blow-off valve, wouldn't it? It says blow-off valve. I thought I got a diverter valve. Whatever. We'll work with it. So I'm going to kind of massage this a little bit and see if we can get a little closer, a little bit not so tight angles, and kind of get this whole thing sorted out. Okay, surprisingly, that's a lot better. I just did a little bit of trimming off this 45 here. I actually bent that very carefully, bent that brake line a little bit out of the way because it was hitting a little bit when I straightened this up. If you straighten that thing up, if I build a bracket right here to hold that up and out of the way, this goes straight down through here. I didn't actually have to trim anything there, which is nice. Into a 90 here, up. Back around here, push that back in. That's all. That's actually pretty freaking good. I do need to redo this a little bit because I noticed it's kind of hard to see on the video, on the GoPro. It's a little oblong though, and a little bit of a lip. There, you can see it there. It's kind of a little bit of an odd angle, so it kind of pulls itself out of there. So let me fix that too. I don't have any, I don't know if I definitely don't have enough, but I don't have any hose clamps yet to clamp all that together. And that gives me the option to, where'd Mr. Blow-Off Valve thing go? Where in the heck did I set that? Shop is a mess, I apologize for that mess. That surely doesn't help me trying to find, oh, I put it back in the box. Makes sense. That way, slap that bad boy right in here. What I actually do is just straight up and down. I wish I had one of those pipes that I already had that welded in. That'd be super handy. Like I said, I've got the TIG welder, so I can put this in pretty easily. And actually, that's kind of flared fitting, so I might be able to put that in somehow. I think that's built to divert back in. I have to look this back up. It's been a while since I bought this thing. Either way, I'll get that all sorted out. But that's actually looking pretty good. It's pretty decent. I'm excited about that. Now the radiator situation, I still don't have a solution. I've been thinking of a few things with like maybe a V-mounted Scirocco radiator in here, because I can still tuck it in here further. And I think, man, I wish the Scirocco was just a little bit shorter. I wish I had a Scirocco that was like from here to here. I mean, I could maybe angle the Scirocco. I don't like gangster lean radiators though. Like this one's kind of almost gangster lean. I don't like it. I'll figure out that solution. For right now, this is gonna just have to do. If worst case Ontario, I'll take the friggin' thermostat back out and let it run cold. But for right now, this is just gonna have to work. So hopefully on the dyno, this thing does okay as far as heat wise. I'm kind of concerned about that. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, that's I'm pretty satisfied with that actually. Let me work on that, and I actually may just start it up to see what it kind of does like this. All right, I just started it. I got the whole loop completed, and it's actually, you know, it's breathing through there. You can feel it. Idling fine. So let's kick on the supercharger. Let's let it warm up first, and I'll kick on the supercharger. Well, she's making some kind of boost because it popped that off immediately. It's making good air, even at idle. Pop that one off. Well, that's a good sign. Supercharger button is working. The intercooler piping is piping. So sitting here pondering, I know that this is not ideal, and also that radiator is not ideal. So I've been thinking. So I really like the way Andy cut this one up. He cut that flat and then made it open big there. That way I could clear the header. And he actually, like I said, he made this part. So if I made something similar to that, where it came out flat, opened up big here, and even had a built-in 90 to it, so I wouldn't have to couple it. That opened up this area bigger to accommodate that 2.5 inch pipe coming through there. It would be here and then straight into the intercooler. If I did that, I could actually run a full-size Scirocco radiator under here. And I would still clear my header because the Scirocco is made to tuck under here. So that's the only limiting factor would be that. So if I made that to where it came out a little bit further over past this point where the Scirocco stops, I could run this in here, free up all this room, and actually turn that to where it goes this way. My intake can go back over here somewhere to some kind of snorkel setup. At least to give me more options. That way I wouldn't have to just go over here or go somewhere else with the snorkel idea. I need to rebuild this plate anyway, because I just did that with steel just because I was bored and I just wanted to kind of throw it together. If I do it with aluminum, I can run over to my dad's shop and use my TIG torch and actually make my own little doodad. That is something for a future video though. Today though, I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap it up. I know it's a short video. It turned out to be a lot easier than I expected it to be. I kind of expected it to be pretty simple. It's pretty much a no-weld solution. Just a couple couplers, and you're home free. Blow-off valve, of course, that'll have to go in there. And then I just gotta figure all this stuff out. It's very curious. Because this thing's making boost at idle, so I need to be able to vent that to air. And then whenever, I think that's what I was gonna do. I think that blow-off valve has a vacuum line that goes to the plenum, and then when it is under vacuum, it closes the blow-off valve and allows free boost to go into there. So I'll have to think about it and I'll figure it out. I don't remember how I initially had it planned in my head. But anyway, enough yakking for today, guys. That's gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and put the regular intake back on here for now for drivability wise. And I'll mark this stuff as that's my intake. or cold side of the intercooler. Sweet. I'm excited. There's still a lot to be done in here as far as like porting and making sure it flows well, but I really wanted to make sure that I could actually get this done before I went through and actually focused on porting this thing and making it flow as good as it can. Another thing is, I don't know if I can see it so well on GoPro, but the pulley is a pretty good sized pulley on this thing. So I could go down to a smaller pulley, but as I was thinking the other day, that would eliminate my clutch and I wouldn't be able to have a push on off button, which would kind of suck. But I don't know, another option for the future. And I may not even stick with this. I've also been thinking about just going straight to a turbocharger, and it wouldn't be that hard of a stretch to just swap that out, pull the header, put a turbo on, call it a day. Pretty easy. But if I do turbo, then I'd like to go a little bit more boost, and then I'd like to go ahead and upgrade the motor. But in that case, would I just be better to just go K-Series and do that whole thing? The only problem with that, of course, K-Series swaps are very expensive, as I'm finding out with the CRX. The motor turns out to be the cheapest part of the entire thing. So you see cheap K-Series motors for a couple $100, $500, $600. Like, I could do a K-swap pretty easily. No, you can't. The fuel's about $1,000. The mount's about $500. ECU is another $1,000. I mean, it adds up quick. So be thinking that if you think, oh man, I'll just do a K-swap real quick. Not so easy. But that being said, I'm learning a lot about what I got to do for the K-swap for the CRX, and eventually Dad's 280Z will be K-swapped. And then, I don't know, if this channel does better and starts blowing up, I'll eventually be able to put the K-swap in the lift wagon as well. So keep subscribing, keep liking, keep doing your thing. Let's go to the moon, guys. It's 2021, as Chris Money Ruddick says. This is the redemption year. We're going to take over, and we're going to have a really good year this year. I quit that. Anyway, all right, enough yakking. Peace, guys.